Hey, what's up? Yeah, today I'm gonna talk about Kenneeka Jenkins, and I was thinking as an overall, it's not just about Kenneeka Jenkins. It's really about first of all, what black people, we got some weird names that they sound African slash Russian or something, and I've dated a couple black women and they've had some crazy names, and you must don't care nothing about your child when you name your kid some weird name. Like, I get it, you're African, you know, but Africans are usually educated, so it don't matter because they're already coming here with some weird names. But they come here educated with weird names. So, and they had to shorten their names because their names were too long and they were too weird, and nobody could never pronounce them, or they were same as other words, other people's names. So, you know, an African person has a weird name because he's in an African country, but you're in America. Why are you giving your kid Kenneeka and Shanika and Shaquika and these? And the crazy thing is, turns out that some of these names are real. Like that whole Sharkeisha thing. I thought they were calling her like a shark. I was like, nah, that was her name, Sharkeisha. I was like, dang, that was her real name? That's messed up. So they give them these crazy names based on their environment they live in. They know they're never going to leave the ghetto. So they give them these ghetto names. And they're a combination of names, like Nikesha and stuff. Maybe a combination of them liking Nike, Reebok, Keisha, like Reebok, and they be weird too. They be combining male names with girl names, and it's crazy because they know they aren't gonna leave the hood. They have no expectation of their child to leave the hood. So they give them these ghetto names, and they all compete on ghetto names. And that's just a minor thing. Well, that's actually not minor. A lot of kids grow up with these weird names, and they can't get anywhere because, like, if they're gonna get hired and they hear Shanika, like, I've heard stories of companies didn't hire a person because their name was something like a ghetto name. And if they had like a regular name, then they would have got hired. It's probably true. I mean, you're trying to hire someone and you hear Shaniqua, you're probably like, I don't know if I want to hire that person. You might miss that person might have been a good employer, but they won't hire you because of your name. So anyway, and what I'm noticing is that it's a lot of stuff being sold with this thing. You gotta think about it. This race thing is powerful. See, instead of celebrating 9/11 and all that stuff, they went on for selling race. Instead of selling terrorism, they're finding out it's easier and better to sell racism. You make more money that way, get more people more attention. Everybody riled up about race. So what does this thing do? What is this story doing? Well, for the news, it's getting people to watch the news. And for the overall society, it's getting people to continue to talk only about race. And then what it's doing for the racist whites, the closet racists, actual racists, is to say, see, that's why I don't want to live around blacks. See, that's why we need to get rid of blacks, because it's producing these type of people. So, because what's happening is it's exposing these people. It's exposing these ghetto type people. You're seeing them like out in the open. We usually hide them, sort of. We put them in music videos. That's it. we don't have them like, you know, well, every once in a while. Well, actually, nah, you're right. Nah, we do expose these black people all the time. We don't want to see them. We don't want to see them talk because they be sounding pretty ignorant sometimes. Because a lot of times when blacks are given the mic, they sometimes say stuff they're not supposed to say. Well, others would hide. They're like, no, I wouldn't say nothing personal like that. Or sometimes they would slip and say things they didn't meant to say because they're used to being open with each other, and they'll just say stuff. They don't even know they're criminalizing, themselves or embarrassing themselves. So they'll sometimes say, yeah, I beat my child, or yeah, she was there doing drugs. Like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you exposing that? Why would you even say that? Yeah, she was drunk. Like, huh? Like, no, yeah, she was intoxicated. Yeah, yeah, they were having sex with the gang members. Yeah, they was in the gang. Yeah, they was in this gang. Y'all don't know what y'all guys are talking about. So sometimes, ghetto people, sometimes they will say stuff that they would normally openly say to their friends, but they'll say it on camera. Sometimes they don't even realize what they're saying. A lot of times, they say ghetto people don't even understand all the laws. So sometimes they will say stuff like, whoa, you wasn't supposed to say that. Definitely not out in the open. So you got the racist whites. They were like, see, there you go, black folks. And then you got the liberals. The liberals are just as racist as openly racist. They'll say, well, see, that's when we revitalize the community. That's why we get rid of them, because it's going to produce these type of black people. Because before they revitalize a community, they bring in Planned Parenthood. That's the first thing they do. So when you see family planning kind of building, you see any of these buildings in a neighborhood, that's how you know they're about to get rid of the black people. So, because right now, black folks are aborting half of their people, half of their children. So you got the whites who want to get rid of you anyway, and then because black people don't like each other anyway, they will abort their own children. And they abort their own children too because they're not going to stop having sex. It ain't going to happen. And they ain't going to use no type of condoms whatsoever because they're lazy and have no idea what responsibility even is. And so, and we kill each other anyway. We don't like each other. We kill each other all the time. We don't want too many kids because we can't feed them all. We're not going to get married. We're not going to commit to relationships. Men are a bunch of punks, and they keep leaving their children and leaving their women. So when I see women act ignorant, I can't even blame them no more, because men still haven't stepped up to the plate and controlled the situation and balanced out the situation. And none of this craziness will even happen. Like, matter of fact, if the camera was put on my woman, I'll say, nope, don't talk to her, talk to me. I already know what happened. The man would just take over and say what he needs to say. And if anytime if she says something crazy, because women are emotional, they're gonna say something crazy, you have to stop her and say, okay, she didn't mean that. That's what a real man would do. Like, because women are open with their emotions, they have control over their emotions, and they can openly showcase their emotions. So the man is supposed to be there to balance out the emotions. So make sure that she doesn't say anything crazy. So there's no men around. So there's all this dysfunction, and there's all these children. So the women are producing all these children with these men, these. So the men are going in and out of these homes. Like Kenneeka Jenkins' mother, I forgot. I don't. Yeah, her mother. She has 6 children. So that and with no man. And she recently got a man. So who is this man? So is she gonna produce another child? So why would she care about her child dying? Matter of fact, she had another child that died. Her son got killed. So she had another child that died, and then now this child died because they were drinking at the party. They were doing drugs at the party. There was parents would say, you can't even say parents. No, parent didn't know where she was. And how can she keep track of her child? She doesn't have a husband. And then she's bringing in these boyfriends who are not her husband, who don't care about her children. So they're not, it's just a conveyor belt of men coming in and out of these women's relationships, you know, not having no type of connection with the kids at all. They're dating the mother. They don't have no obligation to the children. So they don't have to raise any of these kids. Why would they have any obligation? It's like the women are choosing these dudes. And usually thug dudes or dudes that have no obligation to anyone, only the girlfriend. And a lot of the times, daughters get molested because they're bringing in random dudes. So you got random dudes coming in and out. You got no good man walking around the neighborhood. So dysfunction is everywhere. Nothing's being checked. You know. So it's just black people have so many problems. And then every once in a while the news showcases it. So it's kind of like the whole thing about the whole Muslim terrorism thing. You know, for a long time we thought that, you know, Arab countries were not that bad. We thought they were like primitive, like the way they treated their women. But we didn't really know about terrorism until they started to talk about it. So when they started to talk about it, we was like, okay, this is how they live? Yeah, I'm glad they're not over here. So you gotta think about it. Why are they on full blast showcasing how black people are?